Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 91. In this episode, you're going to get a short recap from the episode before by me telling you why Alli Bollinger is so badass. If you haven't listened to the last episode, definitely check that out. But if you're short on time, listen to this recap episode of why Alli Bollinger is so badass. All right. Have you joined the Ordinary to Badass Facebook group yet? If you haven't, join the group today. You'll be surrounded by a group of badass women who have similar type goals, pushing themselves, but mostly no drama and absolutely supportive. So I'd love to have you in the Ordinary to Badass Facebook group today. And now, let's get started. All right, let's talk why Alli Bollinger is so badass. 3 reasons why I think Alli is super badass is 1, she couldn't find what she needed, so she became a coach. 2, she gave her thoughts a name. And 3, she made a change. All 3 of them are super cool, and I know that you're going to love it. So first, Alli could not find what she was looking for. She looked for a health coach or a nutrition coach or nutritionist and just couldn't find what she wanted. And what they were telling her did not seem to resonate with her. So Alli decided not to put up with it. She was determined to figure it out for herself. And I think that's what's so cool. It's like if you are struggling with something and you keep looking, whether you're doing Google searches or hiring a coach or trying out different methods, but you're not seeing anyone else out there doing it, or people are talking about it. Like I'm sure people were talking about health stuff. Well, obviously they were talking about health stuff and talking about nutrition and stuff. But Alli talked about in the episode where she struggled with orthorexia and nobody was really talking about what she was going through. And so she was really obsessed with the food that she was eating, the food she was putting in her mouth. And she really decided, you know what? Nobody is saying anything that resonates with me. And it's important. So guess what? She went and got trained herself. And she became a health coach so that she could teach people that were going through things like her. And one thing that really resonated with me that Alli said was it's not about what you can take out of your diet. Well, she didn't use the word diet, but it's not about what you take out as far as food goes, but what you put in. And I thought that was so cool because when we restrict ourselves or what you resist persists. And so it doesn't end up doing you any good. If you just keep resisting it, then you just want it more. But then if you think, what else can I add? What healthy things can I bring in? Then maybe it won't bother you so much. Or sometimes it's just like a simple like head trick or mind trick that helps you get over it. But either way, I thought it was super cool that she became a health coach just so that she could figure out the problem and help people that were also struggling with it, but that weren't finding the thing that she needed. So that's what I want to ask you. Where in your life are you not finding the thing that you want, the thing that you need? And can you seek out that answer for yourself? Maybe by you seeking out that answer, that can help so many other people who have went through something similar to you, but could never seem to find a coach that had the right answer. So if you're stumbling up against something, you have a problem in your life, maybe quit going to a coach for it. If it's not working for you, if they're not solving your problem, and you've hired, like, say you're doing Weight Watchers and that's not solving your problem, or say you're doing a certain gym and that's not solving your problem, and there's certain things that we all struggle with, but maybe you can't find someone that matches you or matches what you want to learn. So go learn for yourself, dig in, and then see who else you can help. That's super badass. All right. The second thing that I liked that Alli had to say was she gave her thoughts a name. Alli said she would talk back to those thoughts as if they were something external. And instead of being a victim of those thoughts, she would be a witness to them. She gave her thoughts a name and she talked back to them. And she said if they told her carbs are bad, you can't eat all those carbs, she'd be like, no, actually, carbs are great for me. Carbs fuel my body and I need them, so I'm going to eat this. And that was super helpful for her. So you don't have to believe everything that you think. And sometimes we say something and we know it's not realistic, but we believe it or just let it be as if it's true. So talk back to those thoughts. Say, no, that's not true. Because, and then list the reasons why it's not true for you. But if you just think a thought and you don't say something to the contrary, then it's like you believe it. Or you can just sit with the thought for a minute. If you don't want to say, oh, that's not true because X, Y, and Z, then just sit with the thought for a minute and just kind of feel what you actually feel. But when you just completely shut it down and don't have any other thoughts, or just be like, I'm not going to listen, nope, and don't explore any further, that's when you're going to have some problems. Or when you just take it as truth and don't do any extra thought into it, that's when it causes issues. I've used this example before and I will use it again. Like when I start to talk smack about myself or start to talk down about let's say my weight, for example. If I start to get upset or call myself the F word, fat, then I'll be like, that's not true. And then follow that with the word because and say why that's not true. Here's the thing. My whole life, I've struggled with weight, right? I've been up and I've been down. But no matter what, even when I've been at my smallest, it's like I still thought that I was fat. And so I can't trust my feelings on that, right? Because I would look back at pictures when I was my smallest or my thinnest, and other people told me I was too thin at the time. But I would look back on pictures and I would still think like, you're too fat, or you need to lose weight. I would never be satisfied with the weight that I was at. So therefore, I know that I cannot trust my own judgment with my weight. So when I want to call myself fat, I say, that's not true because you thought you were fat before and you weren't. So I think the key is to find something that's believable to you, or find something that's reasonable. Like if you've had bad judgment about that thing in the past, or then you can kind of see, okay, well, I've not always been accurate on that. Or if you constantly say one thing about yourself and everybody else says something different, maybe it's not true. Or maybe that's helpful proof that it's not true. If you're saying something negative about yourself and everybody else tells you the opposite, like your close friends or family, I'm not just saying just to listen to anyone around you, but if the people that are close to you are telling you something different, then maybe it's something to pay attention to, right? So the third thing that I thought was so badass about Alli Bollinger was she made a change. She made a change in the way she was doing things. Alli said that she started eating like super healthy and became absolutely obsessed with food for dancing. That was the whole reason why she became obsessed with food, is because she wanted to be a good dancer. And so she started eating, but had an unhealthy obsession. And that's where like the Wellness Without Obsession, her company name, that's where that came from. But she realized she had to make a change because she started eating that way for one reason, but that same reason why she started and started eating like becoming super particular about her food is the same exact reason why she stopped. Because she realized that, oh wait, this is now affecting my dancing. This is not making me any better. I'm not improving. It's actually making me worse. My dancing is going down a little bit. So she decided to make a change and said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to figure this out. So she worked with different people, tried to figure it out. And when she couldn't, that's when she went out on her own. So does that resonate with you at all? Have you done something in your life where you started for one reason and then maybe it became unhealthy or not so good for you anymore, but you're still doing it? Just because you change or put a stake in the ground and say, oh, I'm going to eat healthy all the time because I want to be a good dancer, and then it doesn't work out, doesn't mean that you can't pivot. Doesn't mean that you can't change. You could say, okay, I tried that. That didn't work. Or I tried that and maybe I need to dial it back a little bit. But just because you are testing out and trying new things, trying different things, doesn't mean that you can't adjust as you go. I think that's life. It's like we don't have a crystal ball telling us everything about life, how it's going to turn out, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So therefore, it's all a big freaking experiment. We just have to experiment our way through things and figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. What do you like? What don't you like? So you're not stuck at one plan. Just because you decide to do one thing and it doesn't work or you don't like it, doesn't mean you have to stick with it. And Alli was badass enough to say, okay, I'm going to make a change. I thought this is why I started it, but it's not exactly working for me any longer. So I want to do it in a healthy way. So that's just something for you to examine for yourself. Are you doing what you started out to do? Are you accomplishing that goal? Or is it taking you further away from your goal? Do you need to pivot? Do you need to adjust? Just different things to ask yourself. And again, there is no shame in your game if you have to pivot, right? Make a change. If it's not working for you, there is nothing wrong with trying a different route. All right. A quick recap. 3 reasons why I think Alli Bollinger is so badass is 1, she couldn't find what she needed, so she became a coach herself. 2, she gave her thoughts a name. And 3rd, she made a change. And believe you me, change doesn't always come easy. All right. I absolutely love this, having my conversation with Alli. If you liked it as much as I did, I would love for you to head on over to her Instagram account, your_spoonful, and I'm at Ordinary to Badass, and tell us what you thought of the episode. Like, take a screenshot of the episode on your phone and then let us know what you thought. What was your takeaway? Why do you think Alli is so badass? Let us know. Maybe it's not the same reasons why I thought she was badass, right? We're all going to have a different point of view, and I certainly want to hear yours. So head over to Instagram, or take a screenshot, head over to Instagram, and let us know. Put it in your Instagram stories and tag your_spoonful and me at Ordinary to Badass, and let us know what your takeaways were. I would love to hear from you. Next week, we will be talking to Caroline DePilatis, and you are going to love to hear from her. She's so cool. She owns Your Global Family, and yeah, there's just a lot of cool stuff that she has to say about diversity, and I think that you're going to appreciate it, and how to raise globally minded children, which is so dang important now more than ever, it's something that you need to hear. All right, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.